Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, I've got a new pair of glasses, and that's because I broke the old one. But to be honest, I was actually planning on getting a new pair because that's really old, and I wanted one probably like sometime next week is actually when I was planning to go and get it, maybe next weekend. But something happened and I managed to break it. So anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Sisu. Sisu is a 2022 historical action thriller film. It's a Finnish film. I do not think I've ever seen a movie from Finland in my life. But I like this one. Yeah, right. So it is an action film. It is not based on any. It's not actually based on real life events, but it is inspired by two things. One, according to the director, it was inspired by the 1982 film Rambo First Blood, and also by the real life Finnish military sniper Simo Haiha. I do not know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I am not Finnish, and but of course I love Finland. But yeah, this is the guy who partly inspired it. He fought against the Soviets, and so they both served as the inspiration for this movie. So it's directed by Jalmari Helander. I hope I'm pronouncing it somewhat correctly, and it's set in the Finnish Lapland during World War II. I didn't actually know that this is the way that northern Finland was actually. I mean, you know about Helsinki, and you know about. Sorry, is it Helsinki? Yeah, you know about Helsinki and some of the modern cities, but I didn't know that up north, where I know there are very few people, that land is actually like this. But it's basically about this former legendary Finnish commando whose name is Atami Korpi. Okay, so yeah, Finnish names are a little difficult for me to pronounce. I think the most famous Finnish guy for me is Jari Litmanen, who used to be a football player. Retired since several years. I really like that guy. He's a really good football player, and I think Sami Hupia as well is another guy from Finland. So anyway, Atami Korpi, played by this man. This guy is a badass. Jorma Tomila, that's his name. And if you're wondering what kind of movie is this, think about John Wick, set just around World War II in Finland. That's basically what it is. So this is late 1994 during the Lapland War. Atami Korpi is living alone in the wilderness with his horse and his faithful dog, while he's prospecting in the wilderness, and he finds a rich gold deposit. So he breaks them into nuggets and he puts them in a bag, and he's riding on his horse to a place called Rovaniemi. Okay, so unfortunately for him, or I think unfortunately for the Soviets, for the Germans, he encounters a large Waffen SS platoon led by the ruthless Bruno Heldorf, and they have just destroyed some villages, and some of them have one of the I think the second in command of the platoon, he's taken some Finnish women as prisoners. Of course, he wants to violate them, and they are actually retreating towards Norway because the war is not going well for Germany, for Nazi Germany, by the way. So the guy Heldorf basically lets him pass. Atami is basically very quiet. In fact, he doesn't really speak in the movie until towards the very end. And he goes to the next set of soldiers who are also part of this platoon. However, one of them discovers that this guy has got gold with him. He taunts him, and then this guy basically, Atami butchers him and then kills all of the rest. And so he goes. So Heldorf and his men discover that this massacre has happened. They happen to find one of the gold nuggets. So this Nazi decides that he wants to get some revenge, kill Atami, and also use the money from whatever gold that he's got to basically bribe their way out of Europe, perhaps. So the rest of the movie is this chase that happens, this fight, and Atami trying to, and he is like I mentioned, he's a very legendary commander. He he basically lost his family while he was fighting during the previous war, and he was a vengeful person after that, and he became known as a legendary one-man death squad, and he was known as, again, I'm going to butcher the name, Koshai, the immortal. Okay, so this doesn't. Although some of the German soldiers do get scared, Heldorf is hell-bent on getting the money. So there's this beautiful fight. There's a mine scene, which is brilliant. There's a horse. The horse gets blown up by one of the cruelest things I've ever seen in my life. But of course, it's a movie. No, it's not real life. Brilliant action, brutal killings in certain cases, yeah, the fight in the plane is also beautiful, as well as the way that this guy. Okay, I know I've already done a couple of spoilers. I'm not going to go through the rest of it, but there's a scene in which they hang him. When they finally catch up with him, they hang him, and there's a wound in his leg, and he basically pushes that wound into a bar, a metal bar that's actually sticking out of the pole, thus saving his life from being hanged. Absolutely brutal. And yes, he is immortal. You cannot kill him. Movies, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say, well, you've got to get used to these kind of films, to be honest. So I wouldn't say it's actually boring. It's just that it's not, it's not like a Hollywood movie where you get a lot of music and things that actually accent the fight scene and the tension and all that stuff. There is a little bit of it, but it's not like how it's in the Hollywood movie. So towards the end, of course, Sisu. I actually thought Sisu meant grandfather, but or old man or something like that. But it's actually not. I guess it is. I don't know. Anyway, it actually means something else. Sisu actually means. Oh, I forgot what it was. Anyway, we shall skip that for the time being. Yeah, so in the end, I was hoping the dog wouldn't die. Yes, the dog doesn't die. He does manage to live out through the end of the movie. So, acting in this movie are, of course, like I said, Jorma Tomila as Atami Korpi, Axel Henny as Heldorf, Jack Doolan as Wolf, and I don't know if I've actually seen him in anything else, but his name sounds very familiar. And Mimosa Willamo as Aino, who's one of the lead girls who was kidnapped by the Nazis. Oni Tomila, and I'm wondering if they're actually related, as Schutz. So yeah, I do not know if they are, but yeah, it's okay, no problem. And this movie is something that I think men will enjoy a lot more. Guys, we don't tend to enjoy this kind of movie a lot more. If you like the movies like John Wick, okay, it's not really like John Wick, but if you like brutal attack movies like Rambo First Blood, this is really up your alley. I give it an 8 out of 10. It was pretty enjoyable, to be honest. Thank you. Good night.